The Doomer Bloomer podcast is a community for the resurrection of good ideas. We profile the hero's journey in weekly episodes and teach people about the 10 pillars framework for success in life, business, and relationships. Our mission is to find and help all Doomer Bloomers with mental health issues, poverty mindset, lack of resources, and those left behind in this world. Tune in weekly with Will S. and occasionally John Wynn as we have deep conversations with guests about the hero's journey, clown world order, and the resurrection of good ideas. To help support our community, go to www.thedoomerbloomerpodcast.com/support to become a member today. And remember, we are the cure for COVID-19. Welcome back to Season 3 of the Doomer Bloomer podcast with Will S. and occasionally John Wynn. We are talking about the hero's journey and how to become a doomer to bloomer in today's clown world order. Specifically, the 12 pillars framework, health, wealth, and wisdom being the main pillars. Today on the podcast, I would just like to get some thoughts out into the ether, clear the air about where I've been, where I'm going. Once again, defining the vision for this podcast, why I do what I do. And it's really not about me. Again, I'm trying to find those like-minded individuals, the all-trues, the altruistics out there doing interesting things in the world, trying to make a difference, trying to contribute, living their life in service, and contributing positively to society. Right now, we are in the middle of a bit of a ideological war, if that is a thing. It's not a physical war; it's a war of hearts and minds. I am definitely in alignment with the good and the spirit of the Tao, and it's telling me that there is much. There's a calm before the storm. There is a storm coming. There is a large storm ahead, and it's time now to get ready to the things that you have to prepare for in a storm. You need to tie down your furniture, metaphorically, right, and your belongings. You need to take stock of where you are in your life. I personally am still looking for people to join my coaching program. The 12 pillars framework I'm offering is the doomer to bloomer path. It's basically 12 steps, 12 pillars to get you back into a state of alignment with the Tao, the spirit, and the way, to start living more of a simple lifestyle in alignment with your purpose, finding out what your why is. As of right now, the best way to do that is to join my Discord group. The link is in the description of the video. And if you join right now at the Alexa level subscriber, I will treat you as a level 3 client. And it's limited spots right now. I'm trying to find up to 10 individuals that are willing to go the distance on this training. I've personally developed it myself. I've gone through it in the last 5 years, and I want to try and make it available to the public. But it is a commitment I require. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not for somebody who just wants to, try it and then, I'm looking for dedicated individuals that really want to turn their life around, and they really want to get out of that doomer headspace and into a true bloomer. It's got elements of the Tao Te Ching. It's got elements of Stoicism, the Beatitudes. Again, the health, wealth, and wisdom are the core tenets. And then there's an additional 9 pillars that I will go through and teach you on a weekly, monthly, and yearly basis. Beyond that, if you are listening out there and you want to really help to support the podcast, I have the merch store, the Teespring store, and the TeePublic store. I may be trying to create an e-commerce store on Spotify shortly. But as of right now, if you want merch, definitely check out the the Teespring link or the TeePublic link. I will try to make them more prominent. As well, I'm shopping around for podcast sponsors. I'm not going to just jump on any old sponsor, but if you think that you have a product or service that could be in alignment with this podcast, once again, get a hold of me. Very reachable, very approachable on social media. You can reach out at all my handles at the Doomer Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Primarily right now, just working behind the scenes on trying to get some interesting and notable guests to get more content out there. Bear with me, guys. I do this pretty much pro bono at the moment, and it's a labor of love for me. I do it to create value. I don't necessarily see this as a monetary project at the moment. Perhaps down the line, once I get more of the marketing and online stuff under my belt, I might try to go down that route. But at this point in time, I'm really just trying to get out good content with interesting guests and make a difference in the world, one podcast at a time. As I was saying earlier, I've been focusing on some other areas right now, mainly my own health and my own knowledge base, getting some more knowledge in the law department. Been going through the Black Laws Dictionary. And also I've been focusing more on the Daily TAOIST podcast, because I've just felt myself needing that spirituality in my life. As well, if you are interested in learning more about the Tao, that is the place to go. Episodes at least on a weekly basis now. Same with the Yukon Gold Partnership. If you are interested in the renewable energy side of things and want to learn to have or live a more sustainable lifestyle long term, and you feel that, like I do at a certain point here, you will not be able to rely on your governments and it's going to be basically a free-for-all, give or take around the year 2024. I think we should be really preparing for the next 3 years to get to that place in one form or another. I don't care personally whether you're vaccinated or not. What I do care about is, do you have character? Do you have integrity? Are you pure of heart, pure of mind? I know people who have taken the first dose don't want to take the second dose. I know people who have taken the second dose and have died. The caseloads right now, if you keep looking, have been skewed. They want to paint unvaccinated people in a negative light. And if you are, if you get on this regimen, you're gonna be getting a booster dose pretty much every 6 months. And if you don't go along with the program, well, you're going to unfortunately be a second-class citizen. I don't want that. I really don't want that. But the way things are going, as I recently was listening to an episode from Matt Belair's Mind, Body, Spirit, it's time now for strong alpha males and masculinity to take a stand in one form or another. And it's honestly what has been missing from our society. And it's time to make a stand in one way or the other. Because it's honestly not about me anymore, guys. It's not about us. It's really about the kids and the next generation and what's going to happen there. So if you truly are of pure mind and body and spirit, you know that this is not a good thing. You know in your hearts of hearts that forcing people to take a vaccination, or the government telling you to do something is not right. And if we've seen anything, history tends to repeat itself. So what we're experiencing right now, guys, and I don't want to use the G word, but it is a form of genocide on a global scale. And I'm probably going to get censored or banned for saying all of this stuff, but I really don't care. If you are listening and you do care and you want to support a worthy cause and you want to make this podcast take off, share, like, subscribe on your favorite platform. Join my coaching program, honestly, or become a basic member subscriber on the Patreon page. You're going to get access to merchandise. You're going to get access to me, and you're going to be part of the Doomer Bloomer collective. You're going to get access to the Discord group. I teach people how to start their own podcasts. I teach people about the Tao Te Ching, Beatitudes, and spirituality. I provide a lot of value for not a lot of money, to be honest. It's never really been about the money for me. I'm just trying to get the message out there on how to live your life in a more Tao-centered way, to come back into a spirit in alignment, get your health, wealth, and wisdom in check, and live by a set of principles, right? Whether they're my 12 pillars or your own 12 pillars, it's all customizable, right? But at the same time, it's more about knowing who you are, what you are, and why you are. Like, what is my purpose, and where am I going with my life, and who do I want to spend my time with?
And for myself, I realized that I don't want to spend time with people who don't take action. I don't want to spend time with people who waste their lives on drugs and alcohol. And I don't want to spend time with people who are not open-minded to the truth. Because we are coming through a period now where the truth is going to be distorted. It's going to be completely manipulated. And at a certain point in time here, if things go the way that I think they're going to go, they're going to start trying to purge people from the record. I honestly don't want that to happen, but it's been historically and in various tales spoken about. 1984 is what I'm referencing, where they basically black bag people, vaporize them, never to be heard from again. And I'm not trying to be alarmist. I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theory guy. I'm just making you aware of the reality that we live in and how easily it is to fall into the trap of cognitive distortions and not living by your own truth, right? When you take a set of ideals from another person or from another religion or another background, and you make them your own. Like I said, right now the narrative is that unvaccinated people are the problem, and that if you aren't vaccinated, you are basically basically a dissenter, right? And that's not the way that that's not the truth. Lots of people aren't getting vaccinated for a number of reasons: medical, religious, spiritual, or otherwise. There are no exemptions for that under the law right now. There are court cases going ahead in British Columbia. I will link into the description. Fighting the COVID passport here in British Columbia is the key priority right now, because if they allow one thing to go like that, they're just going to keep adding more and more restrictions onto your life, right? So if you accept the vaccine, you've consented to give your medical rights away, and you've basically given the right to these pharmaceutical companies to keep giving you booster doses every 6 months. And when does it stop? Right? Your children's are going to feel the repercussions from this. Right now, I believe it's most important to stick close to family, whether that's your blood family or the family that you have adopted in one form or the other. It's important to get back to the land. It's important to start living a more simple life. I am really very much in the trifecta of three different intersecting areas right now, with my renewable energy projects and consulting, getting differing perspectives from different doomer bloomers around the globe, and then of course the Daily Taoist podcast, which I talk about more of a spirituality and the Taoism, Stoicism at times, and the Beatitudes of Jesus. Whether you're a religious person or not, or a spiritual person or not, it's important to live in faith, and have a prayer ritual, and not live from fear, not live in fear, live in faith, not in fear. we are all God's creations, whether you call that God, spirit, architect, be what have you. There is a plan for your life. There has been a script written for your life. This happens to be mine. I'm not 100% sure where it's taking me or who needs to enter my life, but I know in my heart of hearts, in my soul and my spirit, that I am always where I need to be and doing what I need to do in order to further my mission on this planet or this earth or this universe. I'm really not sure. I'm not sure anymore, honestly, what we live on. I don't really care. I know that I have fresh air to breathe, I have food to eat, and I have shelter. Those are my 3 basic necessities. I am living from my highest purpose, my highest good. I am putting this content out in the world, not to be an alarmist, but to show people a better way, a more fulfilling way of living your life. And it doesn't need to revolve around money or getting more. And that's the thing that I think a lot of people, especially in the financial and the wealth, in the real estate, even in like the circles that I hang out with, there's still this attitude of getting more and getting mine. And I get really sick and tired of it after a while. There is abundance. There's always abundance, but there's also a famous verse from the Tao is, when your cup is full, stop pouring, right? And what I see out there from a lot of these quote unquote gurus in either the real estate or the wealth or the self-help or development industry, whatever you want to call them, there's this attitude of getting more and an attitude of never getting enough. And it's complete bullshit. So just understand that the Tao says there is always enough and there will always be enough. And if you have a surplus, you need to give to deficiency, right? If you have too much of something, you should be sharing it with others. And what I see from a lot of these people, these gurus online or offline, they're ultimately becoming hoarders, right? And if you're not putting things back into circulation, you become a hoarder, right? And hoarders don't end up with a lot of friends. Like they may be materially wealthy, but they're going to be poor in spirit. So once again, if you would like to be part of this movement that I'm trying to build, the Doomer Bloomer podcast, the Yukon Gold Partnership, the Daily Taoist, what I'm calling it now is the All True Network or the All True Collective. If you want to be part of the All Trues, on the side of the angels, on the side of good, justice, peace, freedom, strength, courage, if you want to live in faith, not in fear, consider joining my Patreon at the Alexa level subscriber. Only $69 a month would really help get this podcast to the next level. I will give you access to myself, my coaching program. You can have one-on-ones with me if you need them. I want to build a generation. I want to build a network and a generation of all trues, to make this society a better place. I want to lift people up to beyond level 2 on the Maslow scale of hierarchy of needs. I want them to be beyond shelter, food, shelter, and security. I want them to become self-actualized, because self-actualized people, they don't live down there. They're at the highest apex of the Maslow's triangle, Maslow's pyramid. And if the entire world, myself included, all doomer bloomers across the globe united, as I see in my mind's eye, we wouldn't need the Amazons of the world. We wouldn't need the Bill Gates of the world, right? We wouldn't need Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. We wouldn't need any of these people, because we would be able to do everything ourselves, and we wouldn't have to exchange our time, our money, or our energy in order to make it happen. We would just reach out to a member in our network, and they would just exchange. They would exchange whatever they needed, right? That is the world that I want to move towards. Some may label me as a well, some may label me in one form or another, but just remember, this is my mission on earth. This is my mission. This is my dharma. And I can't ignore my calling. Even if, I can't just stop my calling. So once again, guys, if you are listening out there in the ether, check out the merch store, check out the Patreon. Consider, becoming a Patreon subscriber, honestly, is the best way. Just because I don't have an official course or channel set up, but I do have the resources in order to take you there. So bear with me, guys. I know this has been kind of a disjointed solo cast. I don't do them very often. We are coming, like I said, we're in a bit of a calm here before a storm. With the federal election looming, I don't know, in Canada at least, which way the cards are going to fall. We either have 3 to 6 months, or maybe we have 5 years. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being an alarmist. But I would rather prepare for the worst and hope for the best. If you don't have your zombie plan together, like I've been quietly trying to teach people on this podcast for the last year, you're going to be up shit creek without a paddle come the spring, because there's just too much at stake and a lot to lose. Once again, I love each and every one of you out there in the world, in the universe, Mandelbrot or otherwise. Don't hate the messenger, hate the game. I am just the messenger doing what I was sent here to do. Again, feel free to reach out to me either at the Daily Taoist, the Doomer Bloomers, Yukon Gold, or my personal Twitter. Get a conversation and a dialogue going there. Sign up to the Patreon. Get your merch, your Doomer Bloomer merch. It's pretty cool shit. You can even get a COVID mask. I don't care. Just remember, the all truths, the side of the angels, the good, they are going to be the ultimate victors of this war. So don't succumb. Stay strong. Do your due diligence. Don't listen to propaganda. Please don't. It's more important that you come back to alignment and spirit of the way. And remember, when your cup is full, stop pouring. All right. Cheers. Namaste from Will S. and everyone at the Doomer Bloomer podcast. Bye. The Doomer Bloomer podcast is produced by Will S. in conjunction with Doomer Bloomer Media. This podcast is all rights reserved. All media and references are of the owner's own submissions. All opinions are solely his own. Anyone disputing anything that I say on here can be contested in a court of law. I am a free-speaking individual, and I reserve the right to remain silent. If you would like to find out more, go to the www.doomerbloomers.com/support to become a member today. If you are interested in the coaching program, go to the Patreon page, link in the description. If you are interested in the merch, go to the Teespring or the TeePublic store. Any other inquiries, business or otherwise, can be sent to the mapletrues@gmail.com. Always looking for sponsors and interesting guests. If you are one of those two, shoot me an email or get in touch at the Doomer Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. Cheers.